Welcome everyone. We're back with another special element as far as COVID-19 battle is concerned. And we're going to focus on Ayurveda today because the Indian government has officially said that they're looking at Ayurveda also to provide some answers, a treatment, and possibly even something that can keep you safe from COVID-19, from contracting COVID-19 in the first place. Joining me is founding director of Jiva Ayurveda, Dr. Pratap Chauhan, who's an Ayurveda Acharya and has led over 80 clinics of Jiva Ayurveda all across the country to treat thousands of patients over a number of years. Dr. Pratap Chauhan, thanks a lot for speaking to us. First up, what do you make of the fact that the Indian government is looking at Ayurveda also to provide an answer to COVID-19?
Thank you, Shivani, for having me. And first of all, yes, definitely, our Prime Minister just a couple of weeks ago, he first of all had a video conference with some prominent Ayurvedic experts from all over India, and he wanted to explore what can we do, number one, for prevention, and how can we use this opportunity also to do some trials on Ayurvedic medicine and find a treatment for COVID-19, because we don't have a treatment yet in any system of medicines. So as a follow-up, there was a meeting again held with almost from prominent players from the industry, which was our Commerce Minister Shri Piyush Goyal and our Ayush Minister Shripad Nayak ji. I was also part of that, and then we had two conferences actually already. The decision was taken for the prevention part, that some guidelines should be made, and those guidelines now are in public domain. And our Prime Minister in the last address, he already mentioned the point number 3 when he mentioned 7-point program. Point number 3 was that people should follow Ayush guidelines for prevention.
Yes.
As far as the treatment part is concerned, there was a formation of Ayush task force where various protocols and treatments were invited from all over India, and more than 2,000 people submitted their treatment and plans and protocols. There is a team which consists of Ayurvedic experts and some scientists from ICMR, doctors from AIIMS, also from Department of Science and Technology, and this whole team is currently shortlisting all the treatment protocols, and they are in the process of formalizing that how we can go ahead with the trials. So that's a very good step. I'm sure in coming weeks we will be hearing some good news from this section, because as we know that Ayurveda is a traditional medical system. Although many people think this is some well-being or wellness, this is not true. Ayurveda is a medical system, and specifically in Jiva, as you mentioned, we have 80 clinics. We also run the world's largest Ayurvedic telemedicine center, and we have a database of more than 1.5 million patients. Just a couple of years ago, we published a big data analysis paper also. And now, after the formation of Ayush Ministry, there have been very systematically, they are working to do the research. There is a research association, our research wing is there. Lot of papers are being published, lot of research is being done. And I think in the coming years, we will be able to present Ayurveda as a very scientific system of medicine.
So currently, what is it that you're working on? I mean, there is some treatment, of course, that is already working. Plasma treatment has also been talked about. Prophylaxis, we're talking about high-risk cases, HCQ being provided. How can Ayurveda help? Are we close to some module that can be presented?
Yeah, as I mentioned, right now there have been like only preventive protocols which are already implemented in Kerala and also implemented in Haryana, also in Gujarat government also announced, Goa they're also using, and they have made some specific groups there, like people who are in quarantine, what they can be given. If people are having they are positive but very minimum symptoms, so what kind of interventions. But these are like mostly for prevention. So it's not yet the treatment part is not yet there. And in that domain,
let me just stop you there. Can you just elaborate on the prevention part? What is being done right now?
Okay. So as per the guidelines that are already in the public domain, there are simple things which are like available in the home. So for example, drinking warm water daily, and drinking warm water with some lemon, because there is vitamin C is there, so you boost your immunity. We have Chyawanprash, which is a very popular tonic, and specifically to increase the immunity of our respiratory system. This is very good. So taking a tablespoon of Chyawanprash every morning is also in the advisory is there. Also, there are mentions of like drinking a milk which is called golden milk. So we take a cup of milk and add like a quarter spoon of turmeric powder and drink in the night. Then putting some oil in the nose. This process is called nasya. So when you put some sesame oil or coconut oil or even any oil which is available, this is also advised as for prevention. And oil pulling technique is also mentioned there. So you take a tablespoon of oil and put it in the mouth, swish it around, and then you throw it out. And a special kind of tea which comprises of ginger, black pepper, tulsi, and cinnamon powder, and little bit of munakka or raisins are added. So this kind of tea can be made twice a day, and this can be taken. These are the preventive parts. But if you see in the Ayurvedic textbooks, there are also specific medicinal formulas. Like in Haryana right now, we are using giloy. Giloy is given to some people. Also amla is given. Ashwagandha recently, I was reading a news, even in the task force when we had the meeting, this point came up. Ashwagandha is an immunomodulator. There's a lot of research available on that. Another single herb is Piper longum. It's called pipali. So there is a lot of research papers available on Ayurvedic herbs which have this effect of immunomodulator. There are also herbs which have been seen to see some antiviral activities. So now all these different things are being compiled, and under this task force they are going to do proper research. It's not going to be done in a way that anybody is giving anything. They're very systematically doing the things, and the trials will be done in different ways on different types of people, unicentric, multicentric. They're all planning this out. So I'm sure that we should not say that just Ayurveda is some wellness or well-being science. It is a proper medical system. If we even look at the classical textbooks, you'll be very surprised to know there are chapters which describe about epidemics. And when we see the treatment part there, they have even mentioned social distancing there. They have mentioned isolation. They have mentioned sanitization. And in Ayurveda, of course, the treatment are always done according to the symptoms that we see. Symptoms mean which part is involved, which dosha is involved, which dhatu is involved. And a very prominent part of treatment in Ayurveda is your digestive system. If your digestive system, which we call as Agni, if your Agni is weak, then even if you are eating some good tonics or taking some immunobooster herbs or even any other medicines, this will not be digested or assimilated. So we also focus on like a holistic approach of the person.
So I wanted to ask you that in Ayurveda, what we know is that it depends on your own dosha. Which dosha is more prominent, which is less prominent. It is about balancing those. So is the treatment not very individualistic? Can you, for example, produce a mass drug that anybody can take for
See, no doubt Ayurveda is a personalized medical science, and it has been practiced as a personalized medical system because each person is unique in its constitution, age, and habitat, and all these things are considered. But as I said, that there are mentions of epidemics, there are mentions of mass diseases spreading in the society, and based on that, they have also given that how we can create some medicines which can be given to the masses, because there are diseases which are for the masses. When the epidemic happens, then it's not like we are going to treat each person uniquely. It's very difficult because the patients are in large numbers. But that's what the task force is now busy finding out. How can we create a standardized formulation? But of course, again, because in COVID is also even in the modern medicine, they're seeing that this virus is behaving very differently. In some countries the behavior is different, some other locations it's very different. So all these things are as topics of study. So we have to
Okay.
study and then find out which particular Ayurvedic formulations, which particular Ayurvedic medicines can be useful. For example, as you mentioned about the dosha part, if I look at the symptoms of the patients, majority of the patients that they are having the symptoms, I can say it's a kind of a jwara. Jwara is a fever, which is
Mm.
called Vata/Mic jwara, where is Vata and Kapha is involved. Because
Okay.
Vata dries the mucus. When the mucus is dry, there can be like some pneumonia kind of symptoms or breathing problems. There can be dry cough. There can be
Mm.
all these kind of symptoms. In fact, there is also another type of fever described, or jwar we call it in as in technical language, which is called Sannipatas jwar. Sannipatas mean all three doshas are involved in that. There are also 5 types of asthma described in Ayurveda. First, 5 types of
Mm.
asthma, 5 types of pratishay, cold,
Mm.
5 types of cough. So
Mm.
it's quite detailed. And the treatment protocols
Mm.
are based
I
on
wanted
the
to ask you,
pathogen.
okay, no, but I wanted to ask you, one, how close are we? First of all, have the trials begun? And how confident are you that how quickly can you come up with a solution? By you, I mean the entire Ayurvedic fraternity in India.
So, as I said, the trial have not begun yet. They are in the process of finalizing the process, because we have to do
Okay.
it in a proper way. It's not that we just do something and then it's not acceptable to the rest of the world.
Understood.
So we
Mm.
have to do it in a proper, scientific way as per protocols of WHO or whatever scientific protocols. So therefore, now the Ayurvedic part almost, they have finalized. But now the modern part, in conjunction with the modern scientists, so what type of protocols we should follow, so those things are going on. Even yesterday our Ayush secretary was giving a talk in public domain, and I was also listening to me. He was also mentioning that this is where we are now, and
Mm.
very soon they are saying that now they're waiting for the signal so that the trials can start. And I think
So,
once
how
the trials,
confident are you?
I am very confident, because I'm not because just because I'm an Ayurvedic doctor, because I'm also hearing a lot of interesting stories from abroad. There are
Mm.
many people, because I travel all over the world. I teach. We have students, and I'm getting very interesting some stories from USA, from France, from European countries, where some of the patients who were into Ayurveda or into yoga or into some kind of this kind of medical systems, they were positive and they took some specific type of such protocols, as we say in Ayurveda. Some people, even like I got somebody from New York, he said that he was taking only giloy, and
Mm.
he's now got rid of this infection. But this
Mm.
one case is not enough to just prove
Enough.
that
Yeah.
this. But I'm saying that there are some kind of such cases also come. So I'm very
So,
confident.
Doctor, once the trials begin, how
Hmm.
long can it take? I mean, I'm looking at a timeline right now
I
because the
think
vaccine, some agencies are saying that the vaccine could come maybe in 8 to 9 months. It may take over a year, but they are obviously expediting it. So, how quickly can Ayurveda's, if I use the word vaccine, can come against the infection for the masses?
I'm sure like it's not going to take 1 year, because
Mm.
Ayurvedic medicines are already, the formulations are there. We don't have to create something really new. It's
Mm.
just a matter of, how the
Trial
scientists,
and error.
yeah, what they view, what is a perfect number, what is a perfect size, what timeline. I think that's their domain. It's in their domain now to decide. But I think it won't take that long. I think in a few months we should have at least some idea. And I can mention this because Chinese people,
Mm.
they have already done some trial with traditional Chinese medicine.
Mm.
They 85% people who suffered from COVID-19 disease there, along with the modern interventions, they were also given a decoction, a kind of a herbal.
Mm.
They call it a herbal soup. So I'm
Mm.
sure. I think in the interventions there will be different type of protocols. There could be
Mm.
protocols where both pathies, both systems are doing something together. In some cases, which are very mild symptoms, where even you don't see like very serious, maybe that's where Ayurveda will be the only
Ayurveda can
main
come.
treatment part. So this is what the task force and the team is working on. But I'm quite
All right.
confident Ayurveda should be like very useful in this. And this is because Ayurveda has been there for thousands of years. It's a very, very
So
effective.
finally, I just wanted to ask you, do you think that this is a great opportunity for Ayurveda to kind of make its mark globally? If Ayurveda can present both a preventative measure and if it comes up with a treatment which can be scientifically proven, it advertisement for Ayurveda all over the world because the entire world is grappling with COVID-19.
Yeah, see, as far as prevention is concerned, it's already become very popular. I'm telling you that so many people are now contacting us. What if you can send us this Gilo, you can send us Asugandha or all. So this is even I was talking to someone in Russia. They said all the Ayurvedic stocks are already gone. In other countries also, I'm hearing. So prevention already people are liking Ayurveda. It's already even the spices, the kind of Ayush has suggested the spices. They're like viral all over the world now. And of course, the treatment part, this is a very good opportunity for Ayurveda to become like a worldwide, popular or known as a medical system, because always we have been facing this, kind of a challenge that people always ask, where is the evidence? You don't have evidence, you don't have scientific. But, of course, we somewhere deeper in our hearts, we know that Ayurveda is a medical system. So many patients, if you look at our data, there are so many people from all over the world, not only from India, who have not received much relief in the modern medical system. And that's when people finally come to Ayurveda. They don't come to us in the first place. They come when everything is complicated. Still, if you look at the data that we have, around 70 to 75% people are getting relief. I'm not saying they can completely get cured, but even if we improve their quality of life, if we just bring their pain from some level to another level, if we can increase, like kidney patients, liver patients, if we can bring down their creatinine level, if we can improve their liver functions, we have thousands of such case studies already there. It's not only me.
Right.
Many other Ayurvedic doctors in hospitals are working. So it's a good opportunity, and I strongly believe that after this crisis is over, Ayurveda will be very, very popular all over the world.
All right, we wish you all the best, and certainly it's for the very first time, not only that India has an Ayush ministry, but that for a global pandemic, we're actually looking at Ayurveda, provide some answers and some indigenous methods to treat and tackle COVID-19. Dr. Pratap Chauhan, I wish you all the best, and the Indian Ayush ministry and the Ayurvedic fraternity all the best. Let's hope that Ayurveda emerges as a leader in this fight.
Thank you, Shivani. Thank you for having me on this interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you.